Now, I think the top two are going to be controversial. I think y'all are going to be like, Alyssa, it's not clicking, but I need y'all to stick with me. Stick with me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Alyssa, aka Always Alyssa J. And today we are going to be talking my top 10 favorite Kayali fragrances. I have every single Kayali fragrance in my collection, some small bottles, some larger bottles, and pretty much like everything that they've put out, but obviously you're gonna like some things more than you like others. So for those who are maybe looking to get into the brand, I got you with my top 10 favorites. We're diving right in. Starting at number 10 for me is Kayali's Elixir 11. Now, I feel like this doesn't get enough love in the Kayali collection. This is a rosy, ambery type of fragrance. For me, this is sexy. When I started trying this out and testing this out, I'm like, oh, this is very much giving date night perfume. This ebbs on the cusp of feminine and masculine, though I still think it leans more feminine. And I think it's because of the rose note, but it is a bit masculine because of the intensity of that amber in this fragrance, but it's still so beautiful. When it's on my skin, it's very warm and sensual. Like I said, I just feel so good in it. It's not a fragrance that's super loud in comparison to some of the others that are in the Kayali collection. This may not be for everyone. I'm just going to put that out there right now because I still do think that this is fairly particular, and I don't think it's talked about a lot because it's not as palatable as some of the other fragrances here, because I do think Mona, who is the founder of this brand, pushes the envelope sometimes. One of those instances where she pushed the envelope just a little bit, and I just think it's so pretty. Coming in at number 9, we have Kayali's Oudgasm Vanilla. So this has vanilla sugar, praline, saffron, white musk, oak moss, and of course, oud. If you are particular about oud, this is one you can buy, because within the Oudgasm collection, the oud dials up. I actually have a video about this collection here if you want to check it out, but this one in particular, this is the more approachable of the Oudgasm collection. So if you're a little nervous by oud, don't be. There's some in here, but it's not so overpowering and so overwhelming. You still very much get that sweet vanilla sugar. It's a little nutty from the praline. I really enjoy it a lot. The reason that this is at number 9 for me is because I actually do own other vanilla oud fragrances from other Arab brands that I think are a little better. But again, we're talking about the Kayali collection as a whole. I still stand that this is or should be in the top 10. But again, this is a little bit lower on the totem pole because there are two I can think of in my head right now, Arab fragrances, that are just a little bit better. But this is still really nice, you guys. Really, really good. At number 8, we have a fragrance I will be wearing all spring long. This is Kayali's Eden Sparkling Lychee. Oh, I just love the bottles so much. So luxurious. The key notes here are going to be black currant, and I just love that the notes are on the back of the bottle. I think all fragrance brands honestly just need to do that because why not? Your key notes are going to be black currant, sparkling lychee, rose, candied violet, sugared amber, sandalwood. This is a sweet, fruity fragrance that is also sparkling because you have that sparkling lychee note. It is just so delicious. Like, I want to drink this. Like, honestly and truly, that is how good this juice smells. And the way it translates on the skin, you get a lot of that sparkling lychee immediately off the top. And it does come down a little bit and becomes a bit more floral, but still holds the fruitiness from the lychee as well. So amazing, so delicious. Definitely, in my opinion, deserves to be in the top 10 for Kayali. So, so good. Coming in at number 7, I have Invite Only Amber. Y'all, when I first smelled this, I was not a fan. I'm not going to even lie to you. I was not a fan. But then my husband comes into the room and he says, "What do you have on?" This is a man who had never, up until this moment, commented on the fragrance I was wearing. I said, "Oh, it's called Invite Only Amber by Kayali." He's like, "I like that." I was like, okay, I need to learn to love this. And over time, I didn't learn to love it because of him. But as I sat with it more, I was like, oh, this is so luxurious. This is so dynamic. I want to get into the notes here because of how dynamic it is. It has tobacco leaf, sour cherry, honey, chocolate, hazelnut, cinnamon, rose, citrus leaf, amber, oud, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, patchouli, musk. It is a warm, spicy, ambery, slightly nutty fragrance. It's so smooth, guys. After I really sat with it and got over, and I think the reason I couldn't get into it initially is up until this point, when I had first smelled this, my fragrance collection wasn't very big and I didn't have a lot of fragrance with amber in it. So I think I was just so taken aback by it because it was something that I was just not used to smelling. And y'all, now that I've gotten a bigger collection, I've smelled more, I appreciate this so much more. Oh, y'all. Well, I might wear this tonight. I'm taking a friend out for her birthday and I really might have to wear this tonight because, oh, and the tobacco isn't overwhelmed. Of all the notes I described, I know I had mentioned tobacco, the honey, chocolate, hazelnut, the cinnamon. It's not all overwhelming. It all comes together and sings together so beautifully. And the thing that comes through the most obviously is the amber, but everything else just sings together so well. So freaking good. Coming in hot at number 6, we have GM Rose Oud. Within the Oudgasm collection, there are 4 fragrances. Vanilla starts off having the least amount of oud intensity. On that scale of that 4, this comes in, I think, at number 3. And I don't want to say I'm not an oud girly, but I'm not really an oud girly like that. I'm not. I can take it in small doses, but once it gets very intense, I'm like, oh girl, that is not for me. It's nice, but it's not for me. This was borderline for me. And you know what? It wasn't. It was a lot for me. I'm just going to be honest. It was a lot for me. But the rose in here, y'all, I felt like a queen when I wore this. I felt so, y'all, this smells so luxurious. Almost came out of my seat, y'all. This smells so luxurious. I felt like a queen. I felt like that girl when I had this on. It is intense. People gonna smell you. They are going to smell you, but you are going to smell so good. Sorry, y'all. I think I got a sinus situation going on. I need to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. And it's so funny because I review fragrance, but I know I got issues with my nose. It is so beautiful. It has some lemon. I'm looking at my iPad down here. It has some lemon, some pear. It has the rose, the peony, the oud, some vanilla, and the cashmere. And I think that helps smooths it out a little bit. The vanilla and the cashmere wood, it helps smooths it out just a little bit. Oh, guys, I have no other way to describe this but luxurious. You smell like $1,000,000 with this on. But again, the oud is dialed up. It is dialed all the way up. So if you want to try this, I don't think you're going to really find these in Sephora stores. I think because of the intensity, you're unfortunately not going to really see this in Sephora stores to smell for yourself. Get the tester size. I know they're around $27. I know for something you may or may not like. If oud is not your thing, don't pick it up. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If oud is not your thing, don't pick it up. But if it is your thing, and you're curious about it, I'm telling you, you guys, so good. Another one that's just not talked about enough. Now we're moving into my top 5. These next 5, they're talked about a lot. On the internet, the interwebs, you'll find tons of reviews on them. You'll find them in tons of fragrance combos. It is what it is. The people have spoken. They're just good. So let's get into number 5. At number 5, we have Love Fest Burning Cherry. Has burning cherry, raspberry, praline, palo santo, guac wood, and patchouli. This was one of the first cherry fragrances I introduced into my collection. I have always been wary of cherry fragrances because of the medicinal nature of cherry and the way that we as humans had since been translating cherry into fragrance. I know some people are like, what about Tom Ford's Lost Cherry? Babes, I didn't want to spend $400 for that. I didn't want to do that. Also, when I first smelled it, I wasn't in love with it. I was 50-50 about it. I'm not going to spend all that money on a fragrance that I'm 50-50 on just because it's popular. I don't do that. That's not my thing. When I smelled this, oh, my heart lit up. I was so happy. I got the tester first and then I eventually purchased the bigger size because duh. And it's just a sweet, dark cherry. It's a little juicy. It's warm. It's a little nutty, which is why I love it. It's the warmth and the nuttiness of that dark cherry that really make me love this fragrance. And it's just one of those gourmands that I find that you can mix with other things. Like I mostly mix this with like a vanilla. The nuttiness from that praline is so freaking good. And the juiciness from the raspberry. Y'all, if you're looking for a safe cherry fragrance, I feel like this is a pretty safe buy in my personal opinion. You kind of have to like a little bit of nuttiness as well if you're going to enjoy this fragrance. But again, this is just so well done. And I think it gave people a different perspective on cherry fragrances. I know that for me, that's what it did, which is why it's in my top 5 for Kayali. Just so good, man. At number 4, and we can't be surprised that this is in the top 4, Vanilla 28, guys. I mean, this is just one of the better vanillas that I have in my collection. And I like it a lot and I find it to be a top 4. Again, elevated from a small tester. This is the, not tester, travel size. This is the travel size. And y'all, I eventually said, it's time for you. You have graduated. You have been selected. You have been chosen to be elevated into a bigger bottle. This is just one of those things that can be combined and mixed with so many different fragrances. They just did this so well. There's nothing else I can say. It's a very well done vanilla fragrance, which is why for me it's in their top 5. Was this their first one? I think this is the first fragrance they put out too. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I think we all get it. It's just a really freaking good vanilla fragrance. End of story. Top 3. Number 3. Sticking to the vanilla theme here. She did something with that Vanilla Royale sugared patchouli. She did that with this. Very much giving brown sugar, very much giving creme brulee. She did that. She ate that, okay? This so good with the royal rum, okay? I'm trying to get my thoughts together here. Because I just like this fragrance so much. It's that sweet brown sugar, burnt sugar that's a little boozy. Her mind, and it smells elevated. It's not basic. You know what I'm saying? Like Vanilla 28, very much, I don't want to say it was basic. It's like, honey, this is vanilla, a warm, sweet vanilla. Boom, we got you. No, this is like sophisticated vanilla, if that makes sense. I'm smelling it again right now, and it's magnificent, guys. Honestly and truly, if you're going to add something new to your collection that's a vanilla, that's above your typical vanilla scent that you're going to get, you need to grab this. It is so good. It's sweet, but it's not sickening sweet, and it's mature. You know what I'm saying? Not mature, but it's very much mature. It's giving grown and sexy, grown and queenly. You know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Invite only with the... I might have to try this tonight. I might have to try this. Would it be too much? TBD, y'all. TBD. Now, I think the top two are going to be controversial. I think y'all are going to be like, Alyssa, it's not clicking, but I need y'all to stick with me. Stick with me. At number 2, I have the Wedding Silk Santal. Look at that dent. Y'all see that dent? It's for a reason. Notes in this are sparkling champagne, white freesia, pink praline, lush nectarine, sandalwood, and sugared musk. It is warm, it's sweet. That sparkling champagne with that nectarine and the nuttiness of the praline and the sandalwood at the bottom. And y'all, it's so smooth, right? It feels, it's silky, if you will. It's just so friggin' good. I'm so sorry. This is just fan-freaking-tastic. And now that I'm thinking, do I want to swap this at number 2? Not that this is not good enough, but I'm just thinking now. I'm not changing my numbers. I'm not changing my numbers. Regardless, I still don't mind having this in this number 2 position. I have been mixing this with one of my favorite fragrances, Shanae's 100 Silent Ways, and the compliments. The sweetness, the juiciness. This is so good, guys. I just have to say, it's so good. I could wear this every day. This is something I can 100% see myself wearing on a per daily basis because smooth, sensual, it's soft, guys. It's just soft. It's a little dainty. Utterly beautiful, guys. And at number 1, I know this is controversial. I know you're ready to turn this off because you're like, Alyssa, what is this list? This list is all over the place. Again, this is my top 10. Regardless of the order, maybe some of these can be reordered, but regardless, I still stand by all of these being in the top 10. Again, maybe reordered a little bit, but still should be in the top 10. Now, my number 1, this is controversial because not everybody likes this fragrance. It's Yum Pistachio Gelato. It is what it is. It is what it is. I reach for this more often than I thought I ever would. When I first smelled this, let's walk it back. When she first said she was coming out with a pistachio fragrance, I'm like, I don't know. I had never smelled a pistachio fragrance up until that point. This is my first one. And it was so different than what I thought this would be. So this has pistachio, gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. This is so creamy, nutty, it's sweet. Left me speechless. It kind of left me speechless. And you know that this is number 1. Why? She had, I want to say at least, and I own 2 of them. I own 2 of them. At least 2 or 3 brands imitated or tried to imitate this very thing because it was just so good. Mona just knows how to put these notes together and make them come together in a way that doesn't feel like notes are competing or that fragrances, y'all know fragrances that just come off as one note, just one note across, and all these notes that you have on here are not reading through. Baby, I'm very much getting pistachio gelato in the same way that I'm getting hazelnut, in the same way that I'm getting marshmallow and whipped cream. Like, it's all coming through, which is why I think that this is such a wonderful fragrance. Now, it don't last very long. It don't last the longest. But that's why you pair it with other things. I find one of my favorite combos is pairing this with Escapade Gourmand. Baby, it makes your toes curl. That's how good it is. Oh, guys, I love this so much. If I had to keep one Kayali fragrance, Well, now there's imitations, so, but let's say the imitations didn't exist. If I had to keep one Kayali fragrance, the other imitations didn't exist, it would be this one. It would be the, or maybe, which is why I think this should be number 2 and not number 3, or maybe it's this. It's either one of these two, y'all. Maybe I gotta reorder the order of this, but it's gonna be one of these two. It's gonna be one of these two every time, but especially this because, oh, this is so delicious. Like I said, just creamy, fluffy, nutty, and it's sweet. Just so a top tier hormone fragrance. But y'all, that is the end of the video. I had so much fun doing that because I love Kayali fragrances so much. I think she put so much thought, so much creativity goes into these fragrances, and it really reads through. I think they last a fairly good amount of time. I think you get a luxurious experience when you're smelling a lot of these fragrances. I just have so much fun with this brand, and I can't wait for the next thing to come out. But y'all, those are my top 10, maybe rejigger a couple of positions, but overall, though I stand by those top 10. They're gonna be my top 10 until some better stuff come out, okay? Which I'm sure there will be better things coming out. Y'all, that's the end of my video. If you enjoyed this, you enjoy hearing about fragrance, luxury, handbags, that type of thing, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!